So I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Chris Caden Show. Y'all know why you're here. Let's get into it. Kendrick Lamar dropped his album today on Friday the 13th. And to say the least, this is easily album of the year. I'm not going to call something a classic after one day. We got to sit and digest for a few months, even a year before we get to that point. But I know after listening to this album off the first 3 listens, definitely album of the year, definitely worth the 5-year wait. Kendrick delivered for us. As for how Kendrick delivered for us, if you've seen some of my previous album reviews, you've seen the critiques that I've had with artists that are more so releasing albums that are a bunch of singles versus making a cohesive album that makes sense from start to finish. Now, when we come to Kendrick Lamar, this is his 5th album. Every album that he's come out with has been cohesive from start to finish. He has a message, he delivers it. You either take it in or you go over it and you don't want to listen to it. That's what Kendrick Lamar is, and I've always enjoyed it. It's been thorough. But now, I'm just happy that we have an artist that sticks to his craft, that gets better. He actually sits and marinates on music so he can actually experience stuff, grow as a person, get better as a person, and then put that on the pen and paper. Versus a lot of these artists, you know, they get hot, they just drop a new single every other month. They never grow, they never develop, they never allow themselves to be vulnerable. They never allow themselves to be in a position to actually take in stuff because they're too busy reacting or making new music or just making stuff that, yes, it comes, but it also goes. There's been a lot of come and go music. It comes, we listen to it maybe 2 or 3 times, and then we don't listen to it again outside of the 2 or 3 singles that we like the most. And I won't even hold you. That's what's been bothering me with hip-hop. I love songs, I listen to them, but they don't hold any weight. It's no longevity with it. It's not something you're going to listen to 5 years down the road. It comes and it goes. And I hope and I pray that Kendrick is going to start a new trend of artists. You know, I do not blame any artist that's on the come up. It's your first 3 years in the rap game, and you're doing whatever it takes to get exposure or do what you need to do. But once you have 3 albums deep, that's to me when you need to start taking in, analyzing music, and living your best life, going through new experiences, going through new things, and giving us either a different sound, a different viewpoint, or a different vision, maybe a different delivery. But you gotta grow as an artist after your first 3 albums. And your first 3 albums, usually your first album, you know, you identify yourself. A lot of people tend to have a sophomore slump because they don't know what direction they're gonna go. They take the criticism, they rehabilitate for a bit, and then come out with a 3rd album, and either they're on the trajectory towards greatness or they're on the trajectory towards falling off. And the 3rd album's a big indicator. Now, Kendrick has been way past that. Kendrick is more so in the territory of putting himself on GOAT status, best rapper alive status, more so than he is establishing himself or making an identity. Kendrick is way past that. He's, like I said, on GOAT status. This is his 5th album. All 4 albums have either been really great or classics. He's just, Kendrick don't be missing with his music. It is what it is. Now, if you see my last album review, I talked about Jack Harlow and how I was thoroughly disappointed he made music for people that weren't really listening to rap. He didn't make a cohesive album. It came, it went. And that's what I feel with a lot of music. Kendrick, what he just dropped to us, first of all, is a 2 CD album. I know we don't have CDs, but you know, how he listed it. It's a double track album. It's a lot to take in. Now, do I like every song? You know, no. But do I like 95% of it? Yes. I really thoroughly enjoyed this album. The fact that I've gone through and listened to it 3 times and it's not even 5 p.m. on a Friday lets you know how much this album holds weight. And it holds weight in only one day. I'm gonna keep coming back to this. I'm gonna keep listening to it. It's really good music. Before I dig deeper into this album, if this is your first time listening to me, maybe after the content I deliver, you become a loyal subscriber. And by becoming a loyal subscriber, that means you like all my videos and participate in the comment section. But yeah, as far as my favorite song, Rich Spirit is easily my favorite song. I've already replayed it at least 10 to 15 times on this day. I don't know, it hits me on a spiritual level. It just, I can't even describe it, but Rich Spirit, just top notch. And the thing that I like about Kendrick with this album, I feel like with this album, he's addressing it as a straight black man and some of the issues that he had to go on. Like his aunt went from a woman to a man, and he didn't know how to adjust it, and he used to use the F word a lot, and a lot of his family that were LGBT weren't trying to be around them. There was a lot of things and a lot of perspective that Kendrick was giving us. And he also had a song where a couple were arguing with each other and it was going back and forth. It's a lot of stuff that we've either heard growing up, we've heard through our friends, we've heard through family members. It's just, this album touches home if you're a black person in America. And that's what Kendrick makes his music for. He's not making his music for the average Joe. He's making his music for us. And that's why I've always appreciated Kendrick. I've appreciated his music. When white people try and appropriate his culture, I'm like, he's not making this music for you. It's the same thing when they try to appropriate Tupac. He is not making his music for you. He's making his music for us. Sure, if you listen and enjoy it, that's cool. But when you try and make it something about you and it's not, that's why I appreciate this music. And a Kendrick Lamar album, if I was listening to a Kendrick Lamar album, this is not a review you need to hear from someone that is not of the same type of demographic or how understanding of Kendrick Lamar, because he's making this literally for us. Like I said, for me, I can't label anything a classic until it's been over a year and the album still holds weight. So I'm not gonna label this as a classic, but to me, this is already album of the year. We've waited 5 years for this and it's well worth the wait. It's greatness. It's good. It's just everything that I've been wanting and waiting for music. Getting a cohesive album, getting something that has a message and has good beats and good lyrics and good delivery. This is what we got. And that's why I really just appreciate Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar for me is now either number 3 or number 4 is my favorite artist. Number 1 will always be Andre 3000. Number 2 is Kanye West. Now I'm at that point where Kendrick Lamar is on that same level as Jay-Z. I love and appreciate both of them. They both have made so much music that I listen to them every single day. And Kendrick is just on that level. After them, I started listing like Tupac, Nas, Lil Wayne. So that lets you know how much I value K-Dot and what he brings to hip-hop. It's astounding. He really depicts things. He takes his time. He makes sure his craft is good. A lot of people don't do this anymore, and that's what bothers me with hip-hop. I'm like, perfect your craft. Once you've came out with 3 albums, you do not have to be in our face every day. We remember you. We remember that you're talented. You could take some time off and work on yourself. Kendrick took 5 years off, worked on himself, and everybody was ready to listen to him when The Heart Part 5 dropped. That's how you know you're iconic. That's how you know you're a legend. That's how you know you are who you are. Kendrick needs to be compared to the likes of Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Andre 3000, Eminem, Kanye West. Whatever you consider a legend, you better compare Kendrick Lamar to it. I'm sorry I didn't say Lil Wayne. He needed to be added to that conversation. But that's my point. Kendrick Lamar is a legend. There's no more denying it. This is 5 album run of greatness. If you want to deny it, it's okay. You're a hater. I've been a hater before. We've all been haters in our life. But if you're denying Kendrick Lamar's greatness at this point, I feel sorry for you because you're not enjoying greatness. This is greatness, y'all. And from start to finish, cohesive album, very listenable. It might give you a little PTSD if you're a black person, and sometimes that's good. We need to face our struggles. We need to face what we've been going through. Some of us have a lot of demons that we have not faced. And Kendrick Lamar may make you address these. That's why this album has been a very enjoyable listen. I've just had a really good day. I have really good vibes. It's just made me feel better as a person. This is exactly what I want when I listen to music. Music makes me a better person. And I've experienced a lot of trauma in my life. I've gone through a lot of shit. And to know other people have been through those traumas and experiences and listening to that music has always helped me get over that hump. And knowing Kendrick Lamar and I have gone through the same things and transitioning from being maybe not necessarily anti-LGBT, not understanding it, to being full-on supporting and being part of the cause, Everything Kendrick Lamar says and goes through is stuff that I've gone through in my life. That's why I resonate and listen to him more than I do other people. I could rant on for days and days and hours about how much I love Kendrick Lamar and how much his album relates to me. But all I'm really saying is, listen to this album once, listen to this album 2 times. All I'm really trying to say is listen to this album once, thoroughly all the way through, whether it's on your headphones, then listen to it in your speakers, in the car, whatever you need to do. Listen to this album 3 times and decide from there if this is something you want to keep on listening to, or maybe you're good off of it. But it deserves 3 listens. To me, this is his album of the year. We will look back. I'll come back around May of next year. If I still feel the same way, I'm gonna deem this a classic. But as you know of Chris Cadence, I'm gonna give you guys the hip hop updates when they're there. That's why you make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell for all my videos so you can like and participate in the comment section. This Chris Cadence, I'm out this motherfucker.